What's up everyone, welcome back to NTWANfc. Today we're gonna unpack the new eFootball update, a major one with a lot of content that has been added. It is a new phase. There is a lot of things that have been added, a lot of new players, and we have the awaited national teams. A new campaign for the logins here. It's going to be Brazil and England as a theme. You're going to see that. And one major, that's the new pack, of course, the diagonal long pass 200 player pack. Philip Lahm, Frank Ribery, Saka, and Calafiori. And it's sort of going to go along with the new manager that you're going to see in a second. Pep Guardiola here has been added, but as you can see, he's right here. But the big one here is this one. It's the National Legends. So that's the sort of a campaign that Konami had been teasing online on Twitter. And as you can see, there's a set of legends here, a bunch of them, and some of them are a little bit interesting, but their rating is not that of the top players of the game. But as you can see here, if you pay 900 coin, then you're gonna get a nominating contract, a selection contract, and you're gonna be able to choose one of these players, the one of your choice, whoever you want to pick. And you have some that are quite interesting, and after looking a little bit at them, I think kanu here is probably going to be the most interesting player. As you remember, this guy played for Arsenal. As you can see here, he is a pretty decent forward, deep lying forward. But the things that's about him that's going to make him stand out is that he's 196 with very, very high dribbling stat. So that's going to make him a little bit different than most of the regular big men. Otherwise, you have Park Ji-sung here playing for Manchester United. You have Rafael Marquez. Unfortunately, this Rafael Marquez, he's playing for Verona. He's not playing for Barca. But he can still be interesting as a player, I guess. Who else do we have here? There's Mehdi Benatia here playing for Juventus. Denilson, and for the US, it's Clint Dempsey here playing what is it? Fulham. So that is it for those national legends that were added to the game. And Pep Guardiola here, as you can see, the new manager here. And the first one, I guess, to have possession game and out wide, I think, I'm not sure. Booster, kicking power, aggression, and his link-up play is going to be this diagonal long pass. And this one is going to be between a centerpiece that's going to be either a left wing forward or a right wing forward, and a offensive fullback is going to be a left back or a right back. So it's going to be a very strange one, and I guess it's going to be if you're playing out wide, and then you're going to be able to cross the ball on an overlap to the offensive fullback. And I guess if you're playing that sort of total football, is going to be very annoying to have a total switch of the game, switch of the flanks from your right winger or left winger to the opposite fullback, where everybody's sort of huddle on one side of the pitch, and then you just switch it to the other side. So that's going to be one. We'll see if it turns out to be a new meta. I think it's going to be a little bit too risky, because if you have your fullbacks going up like that, then you're going to expose yourself to counterattacks, and people who play quick counter are probably going to destroy you if you lose possession in that type of scheme. So let's see now the next thing that we have here. So it is this diagonal long pass. The players that come with it here, we got Philipp Lahm as an offensive fullback here. Philipp Lahm, always sort of a pretty good card. One of the best, apparently voted one of the favorite fullbacks of this game. And very, very good stats here, passing, defending. He's quick. The only problem with him is that he's only 170, a little bit too small. Booster here, dueling for the first one. You probably want to go dueling for the second one here. Let's look at the player skill: one touch pass, through passing, pinpoint crossing, edge crossing, interception, blocker, sliding tackle, long reach tackle, captaincy, fighting spirit. Well, you probably want to give him a man marking. That's for sure. And then probably one touch pass is going to be one that you're going to want. I know he already has it. Let's see, weighted pass perhaps. But for sure, you're going to want to give him a man marking. So let's see here, Frank Ribery for the second one here. He's got momentum, dribbling, acceleration, burst. Let's see here, 89 rated, not bad at all for Frank Ribery here. First booster here is agility. Second booster, you can go with anything really fantasista, ball carrying, passing, striker instinct. Of course, all that is going to be all good. The player skills that he has: double touch, flip flap, chop turn, momentum, dribbling, acceleration, burst, long range curler, one time shot, through passing, pinpoint crossing, outside curler. So you're going to want to give him the soul control to get the double touch level 3. You're probably going to want to give him the acrobatic finishing here. One touch pass would definitely help. Long range shooting, also one that you're probably going to want to give him. And then he's got the through passing, he's got pinpoint crossing, weighted pass, probably one that could be useful for him too. And then in this pack, you have, of course, the two main epic players, and then you have your Showtime players. And in this one, I think the Showtime players are actually quite interesting, perhaps more so even than the epic players. We have Saka and Calafiori, and here we have Saka with both edge crossing and blitz curler. And that really makes Saka a very, very interesting card. And I would say it's probably the best card of this pack here. Edge crossing and blitz curler. It's that type of, I think he's the first player to have both of them at the same time. And for a winger, you get the sense how useful it's going to be. Edge crossing, devastating when you have a big man in the box, and blitz curler, when you cut inside, it's also devastating. So he's going to be very, very strong on the ball. If you come with him from the right wing, then he's going to, even from the left wing, I guess, if you cross it, but no matter what, he's going to be very, very dangerous here. 88 rated, and he's a creative playmaker. So he's not just going to be a prolific winger that's going to go on the outside. He's going to be able to cut on the inside and then pass or do the blitz curler. So the first booster here that he has is ball carrying. Second booster, anything goes pretty much. Fantasista, probably one that would be interesting for him. Let's see the player skill here. He's got double touch, soul control, long range curler, the blitz curler, long range shooting, one time shot, through passing, pinpoint crossing, edge crossing, penalty specialist. So you're going to want to give him the flip flap, same thing, so that he can get the double touch level 3. Then you're going to want to give him one touch pass so that he can play one touch football. Let's see, you're going to want to give this guy, I would want to give him fighting spirit so that he can resist the pressure on the defender, especially to be able to do the blitz curler and the hedge crossing in good conditions. And then let's see, through passing, pinpoint crossing. I I guess you could do also the weighted pass, perhaps, is going to be one that could be useful for him. Acrobatic finishing, he could also use that. But he's got some pretty interesting skills here. And the blitz curler, as well as the edge crossing, it's going to be a very, very interesting combination. And so the last one here, it's Calafiori, the least interesting card of this pack now. And he's got phenomenal pass, not really a very interesting skill, I guess, for an offensive fullback here. But perhaps if you're playing this new meta with Guardiola, then he can come up the field and do a phenomenal pass. But he's going to be way too slow to actually play that meta, because as you can see here with his speed in the 70s, it's going to be in the 80s once you level him up. And if you get caught off the ball with this guy, he's never going to have the time to catch up on the transition. First booster, balancer. Second booster, you probably want to go with the dueling or shutdown. Let's look at the skills here. He's got one touch pass, through passing, pinpoint crossing, phenomenal pass, long throws, man marking, interception, blocker, aerial superiority, and sliding tackle. He has a lot of the skills that you would need. Perhaps you want to give him the acrobatic clearance. And what else could you do? A low lofted pass could be interesting for him. And that's pretty much all he needs, I would say. He has all bases covered in terms of skills when it comes to defending. So, this pack, once again, the most interesting player here for me, it's Saka. Then I would say perhaps Lahm and Ribery, sort of tied up behind Saka, but really Saka with edge crossing and blitz curler is going to be the first player, I think, in the game who has these two skills. So next we have the player of the week here, as usual. Selection here: Declan Rice, Salah, Cherki, Alvaro Carreras here with a beautiful goal for Real Madrid. Long range shot. Got the top corner, who's there? Joao Pedro here. Anthony getting Anthony the GOAT, finally getting the recognition that he deserves. It's a pretty decent card here. He's got 89 kicking power, 89 acceleration, 87 speed. Wow, they really boosted this card here. Let's see. That's pretty much it. So what else do you have now? There is, for the new eFootball phase here, the reward is going to be this time Dani Carvajal. So it's going to be, for the first time, I guess, phase 4. Now we finally have a card that's like half interesting, and that perhaps is worth grinding division to be able to get it. Dani Carvajal here with the edge crossing. Then we have, of course, this campaign that's going to be going on. You cannot get these players this week, but next week, if you play the game and if you do the objectives, you'll be able to unlock a selection contract, and you will be able to get one of these showtimes for free between Bernardo Silva, Visionary Pass, Marquinhos, Ariel Fort, Andrew Robertson with edge crossing, and Jordan Anderson with long reach tackle. So let's have a quick look at these guys here. Bernardo Silva here. A decent card as usual for Bernardo Silva. Let's look here. Ball carrying for the first booster. Player skills. Double touch, cut behind turn. Long range curl, long range shooting, one touch pass, through passing, pinpoint crossing, outside curler, visionary pass, a low lofted pass. So, you're going to have to use 2 of the skills if you want to give him the double touch level 3. And that's going to take a lot from him, because it looks like he's going to need some help when it comes to the skills here. He doesn't have a one-time shot. He is missing some passing skills, perhaps here. Does not have weighted pass. He does have pinpoint crossing here. He's got the outside curler. That's going to be useful for him because otherwise he's going to get stuck on his left foot. But a decent card. I think the two most interesting ones here are going to be Bernardo Silva and Marquinhos. Unless you really want like Andrew Robertson for its hedge crossing and you're trying to play that meta once again with Guardiola. And then you have Jordan Anderson here with the long reach tackle. But I think Marquinhos is going to be the most interesting card in this pack. Especially if, like me, you're trying to build a Brazil team because of all the fantastic attackers that they have, but they don't have very good defenders. And now you get a Showtime Marquinhos with the aerial forward special skill. Let's see here. He's got heading, low lofted pass, man marking, interception, blocker. He does not have sliding tackle. You need to give that to him for sure. He's got aerial superiority, acrobatic clearance, aerial forward, captaincy and fighting spirit. So for sure you need to give him a sliding tackle, and then it's going to be all passing skills like a one-touch pass, through passing. He's got the low lofted pass, but then the weighted pass, I guess, is going to be necessary for him. So, I would say for these, probably Marquinhos is the best bet, unless you want Bernardo Silva, you're looking for more of an offensive player. Otherwise, if you don't have anyone on the left and you're looking for someone to make some crosses, then perhaps Robertson could be interesting here. So the next one here is going to be these highlight players. If you do the objectives, then you're going to have a chance to sign, I think it's 4 of these players between the Brazilians and the English players. And once again, I'll probably go with the Brazilians here. But it seems that it's always like the same guys. How many cards of Harry Kane have we had? How many cards of Rafinha have we had? How many cards of Reece James have we had? A few new ones here. Anthony Gordon, Morgan Rogers, Joe Pedro also, Martinelli. We haven't seen much of him. But yes, less interesting here of a selection. Next one is going to be these nominating contract players, speedsters. So we are back on the theme of speed here. And here is a very interesting card. Here is going to be Mickey van de Ven here. Not the best week for him. He's rated E. But it's going to be an interesting card. Not all that great in terms of player skills here, but a very interesting card. A very fast center back that is 190 and playing for the Netherlands, of course. And Netherlands, of course, a very interesting team to build for the national team events. Because you can play with very, very big legends like Gullit, Rijkaard, Van Basten and all that, and now you can add Mickey van de Ven to the lot. So let's see here. Valverde is going to be an interesting card also. Who else is going to be there? Frimpong also, if you're into building a Dutch team here. And let's see here, this Kusanov, not the fastest, I would say, a little bit weird. And then you have Adeyemi. I really think the two most interesting ones, they're going to be Van de Ven here and Valverde, unless you're trying to build some other teams here. So let's see here. What else do we have? That is it for that. So another detail here that you should not miss in the shop here, you're going to realize that if you are in one of those countries that were mentioned in this national team selection, then you're going to have the ability to sign also one of these players for just $1. So here, as you can see, I'm in the US. I can get Clint Dempsey for just $1, and I'm gonna get 10 coins extra here. But a pretty neat thing, especially if you're in a country that was amongst this selection. If you're not, then it kind of sucks, because other people, they have the ability to get one of these players for just $1, and you, if you're not in one of these countries that are listed here, then to get the same player, you're gonna have to spend $9. But yeah, I guess a perk to be in one of these countries here. And let's see here, what else do we have added? Of course, in the objectives here, you can have a look of everything that you're going to need to do. You can get 50 coins here and 50 coins at the end, 25 spots that you move forward to be able to get this Showtime selection contract with Marquinhos and the other Showtime players. Otherwise, you're going to get 4 of these selection contracts here for the England versus Brazil highlight players. And as usual, you have a bunch of objectives to complete here if you want to get all those rewards. And the last part here is going to be the new events that have been added here. National team here tour event, where you can get some coins and some perks here, some tokens, random skill tokens, position tokens, and after 6,000 points you can get the 50 coins here. As usual, you have the tour event here against the AI to get a player of the week chance deal. And then let's see here, we have a national team PvP event where you can get a booster token. And as usual, the PvP event here, the theme is going to be Spanish clubs. And as usual, you can get the random skill tokens and you can get 50 football coins. So that is it, guys, for this update here of eFootball. A lot of content that was added here. Finally, this national team with all those players, they look interesting, but they're not going to be, as high rated as some of the top players in the game. It's more for fun, I guess. You get to play with one of your country's legends, someone perhaps that you like, and they're still going to be decent. I guess they're going to be perhaps rated around the 102, 103, maybe a little bit more. They're not going to be like 107 or 108 like Pelé or Messi, but they're still going to be fun cards to play with. And of course, they come at a price point that is a lot cheaper, perhaps just a single $1, and you can get your player. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.
Hit me with that like, and sub to the channel. Hit me with that like, and click the effing bell. Click that bit, alright. The algo recommends, for sure you gon' like. The algo knows you well. Hit me with that like, subscribe to the channel. Hit me with that like, and click the effing bell.